Hi there, lovely people. This is the real Mouth of Kemet, goddess of justice, truth, and balance. And so today I'm going to talk about the movies that do come from the West, from United Kingdom, and those places These movies we have been seeing in form of the CDs that we go and buy from the local shops, and also we download them from our phones. Movies that are always aimed to attack our third eye, our astral realm, our mind also, our body, and so on and so on. You know what I'm talking about when I talk about these movies that are full of toxic, even if they are rated from that age, or they do come with all that the age restriction. They are just full of toxic, nothing else. And it is the time now, we Africans, we take care of we take control of our movies. That is by making our own movies, our own animation, that is the cartoon. Because even the cartoon networks, if you just look at them, they are just full of subliminal messages that are just projected to our children. And whenever we allow our children to go and watch them, we think that they are, because the cartoon is just animation, that it's not going to harm them. But if you just dig deep in these cartoons, or especially those from cartoon networks, you see there is a lot that is going, a lot of hidden messages, subliminal messages that is going on. And our children are picking these things, and whatever they are picking, we see them coming out with sudden behavioral change, and we tend to wonder, where are they getting this kind um, of behavior. So in order for that, we Africans, we need to come with movies that do not promote pedophiles. We all know that most of the movies out there are promoting pedophiles. Like, I don't want to speak on this topic because it's a very sensitive topic that that I don't want to go on that. So, and also we need to make movies that do not promote animal cannibalism, human cannibalism, bestiality. Most of the movies you see, like horror movies, it's all about eating people, animals eating people, weird animals. I don't know what they give them. I don't know how they make these kind of movies, but it's horrifying movies that are full of dark rituals. I don't know what to say about them. So we don't want to continue watching their movies. And by this, we are banning all these movies. We don't want them in our rad anymore. We don't want them near our children, because the only thing that is they are doing, they are just meant for destruction. Um, it's another way of showing us what they want to do, what they want us to adopt, maybe their culture. This is what they want us to adopt from these movies, and we are saying no. So another thing we can do, we can do, is that we can create movies that does not promote child sexuality. And mostly of the movies and also the series, and also those channels that are considered for children, they are just sexualizing children. You see very small age girls and boys engaging in some things like kissing. That is not our thing. And this is what our children, whenever they watch at that sensitive age, they they start thinking that they are mature enough. It's okay for them to have boyfriends and girlfriends. So we don't want to make movies that have those kind of things. Also, we can make movies that are educative. That is, they do not brainwash. Um, because most of the movies, what they do is they brainwash you and they reprogram you to have another different life from what you see in the movies. Maybe it's those it's coming from those favorite actors, those startings that you love, and you want your life to be like them. So it's kind of, these movies are meant to brainwash and nothing else. Another thing is that these movies does not appreciate our culture. These, like I said, they are cultures that belongs to people who are very very ritualistic, and also they are ritualistic and also satanic. They are full of satanic rituals, so we don't want that. We want to make movies that are promoting our culture, and also making documentaries that are promoting our cultures too. That also, most of the movies promote a lot of gun violence, wars, racism, murder, rape, drug lords, drug abuse, nudity, that is stripping, pornography, use of vulgar language. You know what I'm talking about when I say these movies do come with all sort of these these scenes that I don't want even to mention. I know most of you have been seeing these movies because they have been very very we have we have been having that habit of watching them without minding how they do a lot of destruction to us. So we don't need that, those kind of movies. And also we will be making documentaries that teaches us how to preserve nature, that is our oceans, rivers, forests, earth. Earth is an organism, like I said. We need to recognize that. And all animals, everything is at risk in this world. And what they always show us from these documentaries that meant to protect animals, they just go deep in the jungles, and they take this kind of animal, which they tell us that these animals has been living for 6,000 years, and then they are taking them in their labs and also cloning them. You go out, find a species that has been there for 6,000 millions of years, and yet you are telling us that these species need to be preserved, so that you are going to remake them, modify them, and you find them in their habitat, staying there and doing their own part. And you need to stop this. All the scientists that has been making this kind of documentaries, showing us how they go to nature harvesting such some of the species there. You need to stop that. And also, let me touch about a little bit of cartoons. Like I said, we need cartoons that have knowledge, wisdom to our kids. No, with cartoon that narrates how our Africa, um, like deities. We have deities, Kemetian deities. Most people don't know how much more about Kemetian deities, and it's our time for us Africans to make our own cartoons which are meant to educate our children. We have the deities also from the Yoruba tribes and so many other tribes around Africa, and the the unsung deities that have been there, and our heroes that we don't know about. We can make those kind of cartoons and animation based on their stories and how they stood with their tribe, how they stood with their rad. That is the that would be a very very good thing to our children. Also, we can make cartoons that narrate old grandfathers and old grandmothers' tales, that is narratives, um, that is cartoons that are based on greed. We all know what this world has been. It's all about greed, and we know greed uh, can be contained through oral narrative if we start giving such messages to our children. Cartoons that are not based on controlling our anger. That is also jealousy, sharing, respecting each other. And we all know this society is all about competition. Even our children are so very much competitive. That is, they cannot mix with maybe the rich kids cannot mix with the poor kids. So it will be a very best idea and a good idea if we can come up with the cartoons which can harmonize our children. You know that if they see each other, they see the reflection of themselves. Sorry. Let me untangle Sebi first, and then we can continue. Got his clothes. Uh, there you go. Say hi to my cat. Sebi is always here. But as you can see, he's just crossing over in front of the video. For him, he doesn't know what I'm doing, but he's keeping that space of segments. The energy of segments is well represented by Sebi, and I love my cat so much. So let me continue. So also we can create movies that does not promote lesbianism and homosexuality. We all know this. There is that agenda of LGBTQ that is being pushed, and it's really being pushed such in a way that most of the people that are acting in this uh, film industries, most of them are um, okay, they are transgender. You can not know or distinguish whether the man is whether the man is the um whether the man playing the woman role is a man, and whether the woman playing the man role is a woman. That is, nowadays they have pushing this thing of just transforming yourself. If you're a woman and you feel like you don't want to be a woman anymore, and you can change your gender, how you look, and this is not our African way. That is abomination, pure abomination. So, and also there's something that I was watching, particularly the movies from Chinese. That is use of martial arts, uh, cultural uh, sites. Yeah, use of cultural sites that like the pyramids. Like we have so many pyramids around Africa, and also most of the mountain we have here. Um, most of them are like pyramids. We can be making movies using our cultural sites. That is way of appreciating our cultural sites, because that is where most of our ancestors do reside. The energy of our ancestors do reside, and that way we will. They would help us coming up with so many ideas of building movies that are meant to strengthen us physically and also emotionally, mentally, and also spiritually. Um, Also, we can make movies that promotes our medicine, our herb medicine, our medicine that come from the nature, our spirituality. We know that Christian did came and took over everything, and this is the time to revive what we have lost. We can revive what we have lost, and also our kids who does have no clue about what is going on can make use of these movies. So this is very important also. And also the dressing code. We know all these kind of movies and the junks that they are just pushing on us, how they are. The dressing code is in a mess, total mess. So we need to go back to what we used to, our ancestors used to wear, so we can promote these kind of dressing codes uh, to our youths, to our children also. And also it's a good way of remembering how the dressing codes was appreciated in our cultures. Mm, and also we can make movies that is promoting alchemy, our alchemy, and also movies and documentaries that, like I said, that respect the nature, and also the elementals. We have our elementals also that we know we don't have any clue about them, and also the five elements of earth, that is air, wind, fire, earth. We need to know more about the five elements, and also the psychic abilities. Movies that are also promoting our astrology. There was a way we were promoting our astrology, astronomy also. And also we need to make movies that do not promote evil, sorcery, conjuring of demons, horror, cut that promotes human sacrifice. Yes, most of the movies are like that. We all see these people in these horror movies eating people. Movies that even rocks you, they do make this kind of movie in order to harvest our energy. The way we react, this is how they harvest our energy without our knowledge. We always assume it's a set box, a TV that is in front of us. It cannot do anything, but they are always entities that we do not see. This is how they come and harvest our energies. And also we need to make our cartoon, like I said, because most of the cartoon are full of subliminal message, backward language. That is how we view play those this kind um, of the messages this cartoon give from the backward mode. You find they are just promoting some other entities, so we don't need them. We don't need them at all. And also movies that are attacking us through astral realm, because when we watch these movies, this is where after we go to sleep, this is where we get that kind of funny dreams, movie funny dreams that are very very much horrifying. Especially our kids, we don't know what happens whenever they see these kind of movies. And also we have these movies they have been bringing to us that have actors that are shifting demonic entities, and they use hypnosis to alter our mind, and also blood sucking vampires. We have these movies of vampires which are always um, using human beings as subjects in order to suck their blood. And we have also these movies they kind of throw to us, movies that are based on these biological weapons they are making in these private islands. We don't know these private islands what they have been doing to us, because what they put in the movies, this is what they bring into the reality. So we do not need these kind of movies in our rad anymore. We are banning such kind of movies. We are banning such kind of movies. And for those people who are just downloading them from their own computers and selling them in these kind of DVDs, very cheap DVDs, know that these DVDs are very detrimental to the to the environment. And also what, because the audience in our home, particularly at this time, is it's a mixed audience from children, adults, and youths. And whenever we see it, we always, a home has that kind one set box, TV set box. So it's very very important, because through these kind of shops we have set all over Kenya that are selling these kind of movies. We don't know what kind of a content they are selling, whether it's pornography. We don't know what kind of a content you are selling. You don't know the audience who is going to watch afterwards, so you need to be very cautious. And also the government, we know this the organization that is responsible, KFCB, I think, you should wake up and crack or crack what do I say, and okay, let me say wage a war on these kind of movies that movie shops that have opened all over Kenya. It has become like because even what they are doing is piracy. It's piracy from other people. There was a time I thought it was good, but nowadays I don't take it as a good thing after knowing what these things is all about. And also, we need to be making movies that do not promote kidnapping, torture, terrorism, bullying, and serial killing. We know all these kind of movies we have been seeing. Sick movies, sick movies. It's the time we separate ourselves from this kind of a movie. Separate the chaff from the from us. We don't need these kind of movies. Africans are very talented, very very much talented, and we can do much better if you tend to see this kind of movie. Even the sci-fi they do, from whatever they are just telling us, they go into the space, which is total lies, and some camera tricks that they are using. We can do much better. And I'm not just emphasizing that we Africans are better than any other person out there, but we can do better. We can do much, much better, we Africans, because we are humans who are very, very much ahead of time. So I don't have anything to add. So that is it. Do have a lovely day.